He said it would fail, and he refuses to this day to acknowledge that it succeeded. My friends, that's what judgment is all about. That's why I'm qualified to lead, and I don't need any on-the-job training.
How do you know what I'm going to ask?
Well, then if I don't get it right, then you can ask it again. Is to get boxed into what I consider two false choices, which is either I have a rigid timeline of such and such a date, come hell or high water, we've gotten our combat troops out, and I am blind to anything that happens in the intervening 6 months or 16 months. Or alternatively, I am completely deferring to whatever the commanders on the ground says, which is what George Bush says he's doing. In which case, I'm not doing my job as Commander-in-Chief. Illinois, in the House.
Open disagreement between military commanders here and Obama over his plan to withdraw all U.S. combat troops from Iraq on a 16-month timetable.
Did General Petraeus talk about military concerns about your timetable?
You know, I would characterize the concerns differently. I don't think that there are deep concerns about the notion of a pullout per se. There are deep concerns about, from their perspective, a timetable that doesn't take into account what they anticipate might be some sort of changing conditions. And this is what I mean when I say we played different roles. My job is to think about the national security interests as a whole, and to have to weigh and balance risks in Afghanistan, in Iraq. Their job is just to get the job done here, and I completely understand that.
But the difference is real. Commanders here want withdrawals to be based on conditions on the ground. Obama emphasizes his timetable. 80% nationwide. U.S. combat casualties have plummeted, 5 this month so far, compared with 78 last July. And Baghdad has a pulse again.
If you had to do it over again, knowing what you know now, would you support the surge?
No, because keep in mind that
you wouldn't.
Well, keep in these kinds of hypotheticals are very difficult. Hindsight is 20/20, but I think that what I am absolutely convinced of is that at that time we had to change the political debate, because the view of the Bush administration at that time was one that I just disagreed with.
And so when pressed, Barack Obama says he still would have opposed the surge. He did admit to me, however, that he didn't anticipate what people here sometimes call the Iraqi surge, the uprising of Iraqis against al-Qaeda extremists and Shiite extremists, and he said he did not anticipate that.
He said it would fail, and he refuses to this day to acknowledge that it succeeded. My friends, that's what judgment is all about. That's why I'm qualified to lead, and I don't need any on-the-job training.
Ban on offshore drilling for oil.
One man knows we must now drill more in America and rescue our family budgets.
Today, the McCain campaign released this new television ad.
Who can you thank for rising prices at the pump?